Hello, my name is Samantha, and tonight my mom and I will be watching the season 4 premiere of Roswell, New Mexico. We are both very excited. So if you have watched our videos before, you will know that we start each video with a discussion portion. We talk about theories, we ask questions. So we're going to be talking about theories for season 4, what we hope to see, what we think will happen. But if you are just too excited, you want to skip right to the reaction, it starts at this timestamp right here. You can skip right ahead. But on to our discussion. So I've got my list of notes here. So first of all, I want to talk about some of we're going to go small to big, okay? So first I have a character that we have heard mentioned but not seen yet that I hope we meet in season 4. And then I have something that I hope happens. Like not a big plot like line, but just an event that I hope we get to see. So I hope that we get to see this season Alex's mother. We've heard her mentioned, but I feel like meeting her would teach us a lot more about Alex. Because we know a lot about his relationship with his father, but not much about his mother. So I would like to meet Alex's mother. And not as like we see her multiple times, but like if she pops up in an episode, like we met Liz's mom in that one episode in season 2. And that gave us some really good insight about Liz and her family. So I want to meet Alex's mom. And then the thing this like smaller thing that I hope we get to see this season is Arturo getting his citizenship. I think that would be very exciting. That has been like an issue like throughout the series. And so I hope that by the end of it he can get his citizenship. And I don't know if like in actuality a person could get it that quickly, but I'm just going to assume that Generex like expedited the process with their political connections, and that would explain how that would happen. Because I love Arturo. I hope we see him more than once this season. Once was just not enough. All right, so next we're going to talk about what we think is going to happen with some of the characters. So I think that Isabel and Kyle will be together this season. I'm like 95% sure. Like I don't know if it's been like confirmed, but I'm very, very sure that is what will end up happening. Although we know that we do see Isabel's girlfriend Anatsa in at least one episode. Mm-hmm. So the question then is, does she last longer than Forrest did for Alex in the beginning of season 3? Because that was one of my the cat's on the thing. That was one of my very big surprises with the season 3 premiere, because I thought that Alex and Forrest were going to be together for several episodes, and then they would break up, and then Alex would eventually get together with Michael, and he did get together with Michael. But Forrest was gone after one episode, so does Anatsa make it longer than Forrest?
I kind of think she's already made it longer than Forrest.
Yes, and I think that she'll have like 2 episodes rather than 1, because she's not just like Isabel's girlfriend, she's also a journalist, and she also is working as a journalist.
Correct.
And I think that will ultimately though be why she leaves. So because I mean it could be 1 episode, but I think it will be longer. I don't think it'll be more than 3 episodes that we'll see her. Mm-hmm. Because I think what'll happen is that, and I think we may have seen part of this in the preview, is that she starts to get suspicious, I think. And Isabel then has a decision to make. And I think it'll be, well, I'm not going to tell her the truth, so I can't really continue this.
Well,
I think that's what's going to happen. That reminds me of another question I have for this season, is about the sheriff. Is the sheriff still the sheriff? Like, did she quit? How much does she remember of what happened to her with Jones at the end of season 3?
Right.
Like, is she... Exactly. I'm assuming she's still the sheriff, but I don't know how involved that character will be this season.
I'd like to see her... retire's not the right word because she's a younger woman, but... move.
Well, I don't know how long, because the sheriff is an elected position, but I don't know how long that term is. Like, how long is the sheriff's? Is it 4 years? Is it 2 years?
Oh,
I mean, it hasn't been that long since she was elected sheriff, but I'm just saying.
yeah, but that
Like,
doesn't
does
mean
she
under
quits?
contract
Like,
to
quit is not the right.
stay.
She resigns.
Resigns.
She might resign.
And,
but I don't think they would introduce a new sheriff character. Like, I think she will be there. I think she will be maybe confused about what happened. Like, because Max is still a deputy.
Right, Max. You know, he's got to work for somebody. So.
Right. So you're right. So we will see a sheriff character.
Somebody.
The question is whether it's still the same sheriff, or there's just some new person.
Right.
I don't think Kyle's mom will be back as sheriff. I don't think it would go back to her. Let's talk about Michael and Alex. Now, what I want for Michael and Alex is for them to just be perfectly happy, just in domestic bliss the entire time. I want them to be living together, whether that's like earlier in the season or by the end of the season. I'd like for them to move in together, at least. But my fear is that there's going to be something that gets in the way of that. My fear is that there's going to be some stupid plot line that pulls Alex like away from Roswell for whatever reason, and I'm just going to be like, this is dumb. Why can't they be together? And part of that comes from because they are like together now, like together for good, basically. Alex is not in every episode, and I feel like they're going to have to come up with something to explain why Alex isn't there. Like, so they're going to give him some plot line where he's like
away
doing something for Deep Sky or something, and I'm like, no, just let them be happy and together. Oh, yeah. I watched like that 30-second preview clip. I have not seen or read anything else. I've not read an episode summary. I've not read like any season like interviews with anyone, so I don't know what's going to happen. But okay, so let's talk about Max and Liz, because we see a little bit of them in the preview. So in the preview clip that they showed, there's some tension between Max and Liz, and we don't know what it is, we don't know why, and I'm like, I don't want this. And of course it could be just something that the preview is making look like a bigger deal than it actually is, just to intrigue the audience. But I don't really think that's the case, because both Michael and Maria independently mention it to each Max and Liz. They're like, what's going on? Like, are you guys okay? And I'm like, if two of your friends are like separately asking you that, something is not right. Which I don't want, because we spent all of season 3 waiting for those two to like be happy and together again. And they finally were. And so I just want them to be happy and together. So I've come up with 2 ideas. My first idea is that, okay, does Liz have a job at this point? Because she resigned from Generax. Is she working back at the research position at the hospital? Because the funding got pulled for that, which is why she stopped doing that. But like, what was she doing now?
Yeah.
So my thought related to this tension might be that Liz is having some like professional frustrations, and that is like showing up in their relationship. My other theory is about Max, that maybe he is still having some trouble dealing with like not being officially part of the triad with Michael and Isabel. Maybe he's having some like residual issues with all that happened with Jones, and so that stress is showing up in his relationship with Liz. Maybe it's both of those things. I assume there's probably some additional factor that we don't know yet, but those are 2 ideas that I thought of that might cause some tension in their relationship.
There's also possibility of his health.
I'm glad you brought that up, because I do not want Max to be dying this season. I do not want to have half of the season be, we need to save Max's life. We've done that like the last 2 seasons.
Yeah.
I want to do something different. I love Max. I want to make sure he's okay. I want the plot to be focused around something else. All right, so now, before we get into the review, our theories on what is going on with the new alien or aliens in town. Now, because at the very end of season 3, we met that mysterious woman. She had the alien symbol tattoo. We see original Liz Parker, Sherry Appleby, who I'm very excited to see. I hope she's in more than one episode. I don't think it'll be more than 2, but I'm very excited to see her. My point on this, though, it seems from the preview that it's not just one new alien, it's a new triad of aliens. And it seems like they are causing some trouble around town in Roswell. Why they would do that, I don't know, except my theory is that they're trying to provoke Max, Michael, and Isabel into some sort of action. So one of my other questions for this season is I want to find out what the alighting is. We first heard about the alighting near the end of season 1. I think Noah was the first to mention it. And we're like, what is that? I think the alighting is, or part of it is whatever Jones did with the Lockhart machine in like when he had it to himself in the hours before they killed him. I think he did some, because I always thought that was some sort of communication device. I think that whatever he did with that either was the alighting or triggered the alighting to happen. I think he awoke the other triad of aliens. The question then is, have they been on Earth the whole time? Or have they just like recently arrived to Earth when he called them? I think they were already here, but I have questions about that too, because then that means, were they on the same ship? How is at least one of them in Mexico, if that was the case? And if, like, did they sneak on with Jones? Because then that's not just Jones sneaking aboard the ship, that's Jones plus at least 3 other people also sneaking on board.
And where have they been?
And where have they been? And does that mean also that in the immediate aftermath of the crash, Jones not only got himself out and a pod for himself, that he also grabbed the other 3 people in their pods and then hid them in other places? So I don't know how likely that is, but I also don't know how likely it is that he could have called them and they then arrived like within 2 days maybe of him calling them with the Lockhart machine, if that is what happened. Now, you know, space travel, alien technology, let's say it's possible, but why wouldn't they land? How does at least one of them pop up naked in Mexico? You know, if they have the technology to travel through space from however far away they are, but you miss by like 1,000 miles, like what?
Yeah,
and is it possible that that one person is separate from the other 2? But then why would they be separated? I don't know. It's still a question. And what did they want? And if they were called by Jones, it seems they would be doing something Jones would want to happen.
Right.
Like, are other aliens going to show up? Here's a question I have. Is there going to be, at some point in the season, an option for them to go back to the home planet? I don't think any of them would take that option, but I'm wondering if it will become available to them.
Or that they are forced to go.
That's possible. They could try and force them.
Whatever.
And so when the triad first meet Max, do they assume that he's Jones? Like, if they work for Jones, Max looks exactly like Jones, do they assume that that's Jones?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think we might get flashbacks of Jones to either what he was doing with, like, stuff we didn't see him do during season 3 with the Lockhart machine, probably specifically, or we might get like home planet flashbacks of Dictator Jones. But I think present day Jones is dead. But I think we might see the character in
what he
flashbacks.
Did while,
yes,
right.
to learn more. Oh, that I would also like to see Kid Michael and Kid Isabel on the home planet, like what they were doing right before leaving. And if they interacted with Kid Max when he was chained up, did they know about that? Like, as the children of Nora and Louise, of the leaders of the resistance, what were they up to? The last thing I want to mention before we get to it, the thing I was going to start with this, but got too excited. So acknowledging the fact that this is going to be the last season of Roswell, New Mexico is very sad. But I do feel, I'm glad I know it going in rather than finding out like with 2 episodes to go that this is going to be it. So it's better to know, for me, I think it's better to know now. Also, and I don't remember where I read this or heard this, but so the network canceled 9 of their shows, which was most of their shows, which I think was largely due to the fact that the network is being sold. It was bought by another network. But I did hear that in that process, the network told their shows, we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know which of you, maybe if any, will be able to keep. So craft your season finales to serve as series finales if they need to. So I don't know how early they got that warning, but assuming that that's true, that also makes me feel better knowing that the writers and the producers were hopefully given the time to make a last episode that is satisfying and fulfilling and wraps up what it needs to wrap up. That makes me feel better that it wasn't, we have this huge cliffhanger and that's just it. Like, so I'm glad that they were given the opportunity to prepare. All right. Season 4, our last season premiere. Here we go.
Is someone there?
Is it possible she's the alien we saw? Whoa, okay, that's the alien. What are you doing, lady? Don't hurt her. What are these aliens up to? Purple eyes? Is she taking over her? I think she is who we saw in Mexico. Is she gonna pretend to be that lady for some reason? Why?
What do you think?
A new couch! Oh my god, are they living together?
I know it.
I just beat Jones. As you move in, here you are in my arms. Old Yeller in my couch.
See, they look happy. They seem okay. What's the problem?
In a few minutes, my GED class is going to be looking for their teacher.
So she's teaching.
Based on week 7's quiz results.
She's teaching rocket science?
Live and frost,
That's why people invented goggles.
which we are all going to need at Armageddon.
She's not a bad teacher.
I thought I'd give you something that helped me with all the fizzles and unintentional explosions.
An enormous book?
My mentor, Ellie Myers. She always says everything is theoretically impossible until you make it a reality.
Perhaps you're just stalling on the big move now.
The big move? Are they moving in together?
So why don't you just go ahead and give me the keys to the trailer, Karen? Get home.
Come on, man.
Fine. But I gotta show you this finicky electrical hookup. Now you are definitely stalling.
Come on.
Come in.
Kyle, hello, what are you doing? A deep sky? Is that where we are? Does Kyle work at Deep Sky? Or is he visiting his Uncle
Today's
Eduardo?
the big day.
What?
One last dose.
Okay,
So
okay.
you're sure
That makes
the
sense.
degeneration has stopped?
That's
Bring up
good.
the Lucas scan sequence.
We've got alien band-aids. Why does she look nervous?
Everybody deserves a little happiness.
I like superhero Dr. Kyle.
Or maybe we can see what else interstellar internet can discover by examining Jones.
As appealing as an autopsy.
Do they have
sounds,
Jones's body?
Exhausted with alien endeavors.
What?
Before you walk away with this order of Saturn's rings, I need to say something.
Okay.
You were a good man, and I know Liz seems happy living with you. But if you hurt her, the machete is right there in the kitchen. Copy you.
I knew it! But is he ready? Are they ready? I don't know. was like, here, take this family heirloom and propose to my daughter when you're ready. Arturo, what a sweetheart. But okay, so far Max and Liz seem okay. Everyone seems okay. But I also feel like, are they? Because, I mean, okay, also seems like Michael and Alex are moving in together, and like, okay, I get, you know, there's some natural nerves with that. That's a big thing. But come on, man. You get to live with Alex Maines. I love all of this. I feel like something's gonna go wrong, but
Well,
we're starting out
according
well.
To the preview.
Well, but even like, I felt like, Maria, this is excellent news. I felt like she was holding something back.
She looked a little sad.
She looked a little apprehensive. I feel like there's something she's not sharing. Keys! Little alien key!
The light switch right there, it weirdly works the room around the hall. The garbage disposal is iffy. And
Project X under the tarp, I assume?
Is that a
now
gift?
that we live together, you get to see some of my secret shame.
What are you
I know
making?
what the Men in Black stuff is, but what am I looking at here? Mates?
Okay, when I was growing up, my mom knew that I was struggling with who I was.
Mom,
So
mention of
she
mother.
convinced me to help her build this model of the gazebo. My ideal Roswell. I've never shown this to anybody, so since we are blending our lives further, I want to show it to you. So now everything here, including my weird coping mechanism, is yours.
Mm-hmm.
Everything.
Yeah.
Even his butt.
They're living together!
Head on.
Alright.
That is the philosophy here. At woman as warrior.
Oh, look at this!
Together.
Okay.
Let
Cute
me
girlfriends.
You're here for a self-defense lesson?
I'm so proud of what you're doing here. Yeah. I love how much you've grown. I love how strong you are, and I love you.
Oh. Okay.
Make yourself at home, okay? It is yours after all.
You have a home, Michael. I feel like he's suspicious about what Alex is working on. And I understand. Is he gonna spy? You can fix it! Use your powers to fix it! Is this like their birthday party? They call it Happy Hatch Day.
You do know that I see the future. The future shows me exactly what you're gonna do.
Yeah, well, I read prayers, and
Is she gonna break up with Greg?
that's how Mary was.
What? Oh, Maxwell.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm great. Yeah.
You're proposing.
Oh!
How did you?
Your meat thermometer, it's blinking. On pace with your nerves right now.
You think she'll say no?
Oh, buddy. She will say yes.
The thing is, all of this has to go.
What's happening?
A Nazi's coming.
Anansa's coming.
Oh, we're having an alien in the know party, and she's not in the know. Okay. So how did this happen? Well, she told me she loved me.
She was gonna break up with her.
And next thing I know, she's bringing a potato salad.
Does this mean you said it back?
No, I did not. Oh, okay.
Just start pulling. Just start pulling. Liz, yank. What?
When you say asinine things like that, it makes me question.
Oh, it's
Fantastic Quantico, okay?
It's,
Go get me facts.
Yes, ma'am.
What is her name?
Your partner, I certainly don't miss.
Not police anymore, though.
Yeah, it looks good on you, Agent Cameron.
Look
Oh,
at
I did all
this.
this just so I could outrank you, Evans. I hear you leveled up to sheriff.
What?
Well,
Stop!
as much as I wish to see the
Stop! What?
Look at leveled up
8
to
years?
sheriff
Like, I mean, I
in
guess.
6
Wait,
months.
okay. Was he voted sheriff? Or is he like interim sheriff? Because the other one, like, quit before her term was up. Either way. Max is sheriff? Wait, that was not an option of what I was expecting. Okay. Big surprise number 1. Well, can I even say surprise? We have Arturo with the ring. We have Michael and Alex moving in together. We have a lot happening. Oh boy.
Cause
Shush.
You
Shush.
pause? I just said shush and they said shush.
Shush.
What?
Quigley is enjoying himself. He's a fan. We've recruited him. Okay, question. Was Isabel planning on breaking up with Anatsa before Anatsa said I love you?
She said something because some.
Because she said she didn't say it back, but she looked like, oh, that's not how I thought today would go. But she was happy to see
I
her.
don't think that she was going to break up with her.
Okay, you think she was just thrown by... Okay, but they've been together for a good 6 months. Since 6 months has passed. Like, how long did she think they were gonna date and not have someone say that?
I think you and I might be the only people who can crack this case.
That means it's alien related. Are you ready for this? Use your powers! Why is this not an option?
Don't tell me you've already retreated to the garage like y'all are some old married couple.
Oh,
They're gonna be.
all bantered out today, Max. I gotta ask you something.
Yeah?
How'd you know it was the right time?
Well, we've been living together for 5 months and things are just about as perfect as they could possibly be.
So you're not worried a proposal's gonna screw it all up?
I mean, there's the usual nerves, I guess, but no, it feels right.
Yeah.
Wait, is this about you being on Michael about moving in with Alex?
No.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe. Come on, buddy.
Whenever I stayed at your home as a kid, it never felt right. I felt feral, undomesticated. So even if I want to make it work, doesn't mean it will.
That sounds like classic Aaron self-sabotage.
It
Or
does.
maybe I'm reading the signs and it's not the right time. And if it isn't, no matter how much one person
But
wants
it's
it,
a right
it won't
person.
end well.
Alright, well, only you can know if you and Alex are on the right path.
I do take Michael's concerns seriously. I understand what he's saying and why he would feel that way. So I hope that he can communicate that to Alex, and I hope that he can, with time, because it would take time, I hope that he can feel like it is his home. Which I'm 100% sure that it will, if he gives himself the time to let it.
Right.
Because Alex, I mean, the two of them, it's the two of them. And yes, it's not just the right person. It has to, there are other factors. But talk to Alex. Talk to Alex.
Is this nostalgic backwards Cat Evans I'm meeting for?
Is this Proposal Evans?
Well, it's just the day kind of got me thinking about my journey and about our journey. And, I mean, this town has so much history for us. And this spot in particular, so many chapters.
Yeah.
I guess what I want to say is that meeting you and being with you elevated my life. When you moved in, you did something I didn't think was possible. You taught me that I can grow so much more.
I knew it. Someone else is proposing? Jesus Christ. You know what? I feel like this wasn't the right time. I feel like that it's just hold on to that. Just wait. Max, it's gonna be okay. This wasn't the time. You're gonna find your time. Everything is gonna be okay. I am nervous about this. What do they want? What are they doing? I feel like something dangerous is about to happen. Is something gonna be blown up? Like she has an oil truck. heck is that? I don't know what's happening. This episode has got me stressed. Because it looks good, but it feels nerve-wracking.
The title of the show.
Steal My Sunshine. I'm okay with Michael feeling his feelings about it. Because that's not out of character.
Yeah, he's trying to turn a leaf.
And he's talking about it. And he's talking about it, which is big.
Yeah.
He's not trying to cover it up. He's communicating to his brother about it. I want him to talk to Alex about it. I hope this episode, because I don't want... I want Michael to feel, because he's never felt like he's had a home. He's had the Airstream, which is why I understand why he's hesitant to let go of something that has served him. But he is ready for this. And he and Alex as a couple are ready for this. And I understand. I'm just stressed.
Oh, and Gregory texted me that he's coming back a little early this semester from grad school.
Oh, interesting. So he's been away a little.
Oh, speaking of which, yeah, no, better than ever, actually.
So...
Is that good? Not bad.
Is she, like, waiting for him to propose?
I don't know.
She's picking up on his nerves? Is that what it is?
Okay.
Is someone picking up on my nerves? Okay, guys. I hope their rockets don't interact with whatever she put into the air.
Thought you'd be too busy moving in to come to this.
Change of plans. So I came to get my key back before you get settled.
Excuse me?
Don't tell me the nerves are getting best of you, Karen.
I'm not meant to cohabitate with Alex, alright?
Talk to him!
Yeah, it still sounds like nerves to me.
Don't take that key back, man.
No matter the foster home I was in, I felt like I was a broken thing in it.
Oh, they can relate.
But eventually I realized home is what you make it. Alex isn't going to care about something that you broke. Because what's most important to him is you.
This man knows what's going on.
Past this, Karen.
Similar patterns haven't been present in Roswell since 1947.
Before the crash?
After.
So possibly a new ship.
The sky for months. Is that why you had me studying locusts that have shifted their migrational course?
Okay, it seems Kyle is working for Deep Sky. Was he fired from the hospital and I missed it? Because he's definitely working for Deep Sky. Like, did he quit? Like, I understand, like, he can use his alien medical knowledge that he can't share with anyone else. He can explore with Deep Sky, so I get why he would work there.
He wanted to do
He's distracting himself because has feelings for Isabel. But come on, man. Live your life.
Yeah, Liz kindly caps the quota at our house at 6. So
I like that he said our house.
Find a home for Earl. I don't need alien powers to defeat bank robbers.
You might.
Terrestrial or extra. It doesn't matter. All I need is to be a good cop.
Okay.
I feel like that's going to prove to be false.
Which one of us, cousin?
Yeah, just wait.
Hold that truck.
Yeah, don't let it fall on you. Oh. Okay, I am concerned that he couldn't hold that. Like, I get it's very large, it's very heavy, but I feel like he should be able to do that. Unless he's been, like, not using his powers and they've, like...
dwindled.
Yeah. Which makes her point more valid of, like, you can't... I want you to be happy, I like you and Liz, but you can't just ignore everything else. And it looks like he's ignoring everything else. Because he, I think, should have been able to hold that.
Is that Kyle Valenti?
Look who it is!
What brings you? I have something that I have to tell someone, and I don't know how to come clean.
Okay.
Okay.
Be her friend. That's good.
You were brave enough to sell your house, sell your event business, and commit to a whole new way of life. So,
Okay.
as the...
I understand her selling the house. Because I understand her not wanting to live where she lived with Noah. I feel like this is a lot of change, though.
The feelings you suppress eventually betray you. Secrets, they tear you apart from the inside, you know?
Anything that you try to bury is going to wind up popping up right in front of you until you have the courage to just face it.
Yeah, Kyle?
Could not agree more.
Yeah?
So I would tell them, just say it, you know? Because the truth will set you free.
Isabel!
Yeah.
Oh my god, don't touch him like that! I mean, please do, but
Thank you.
when you're available to.
I'm your father, and I know every look on your face, and I know the one you wear now is not about some problematic student.
Like, she wants a Nobel Prize, you know? She imagines a big life for herself. And Max is her big love, but that's not all of a life. And so I think she's trying to figure out how to have Max and whatever her dream is. And how to do that with aliens. I think getting engaged is, I think it's too soon. I think it's too soon for them. Okay. So we have Michael walking into his home. I want you to sit down with your partner and just talk, please. We've got the time for it. We're almost at the end. So before we get to whatever reveal, I want this. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. Oh, Alex knows there's something.
You left your key? This model meant the world to me,
Meant, now it's Michael.
but it doesn't anymore. I don't need to build a pretend world when I get the chance to build the real thing with you. Aren't you nervous that after everything we've been through, maybe we're wrong about this?
No.
Look, people get freaked out when they make life decisions like this. Hey, I can live without that gazebo. What I can't live without is you. So why don't you put your hand in mine? And we'll start with that, okay?
Yeah. They're so good. They're so good. They're so good.
It is beautiful.
You certain this is the best course to take?
Where did they get that? Did Jones have it stashed there? In the bank?
This is what our triad is meant to do.
What? They're up to no good, clearly. I mean, I can highly, highly, highly assume. Assuming that that is what they stole from the bank.
They had
My
to have
only
stolen
assumption
it
of how it got
from
there was
a-
from Jones. That Jones
security
deposited.
box.
Yes. I'm guessing that they pulled several boxes out to hide which one they took. But, like, isn't there a record of what is in each box? Or
No,
just who?
you have
Okay.
No.
But you would have who the box belongs to.
Right.
So as long as you can account for each box with the person being able to verify, yes, my stuff is still here, you're going to get down to your last box or 3 boxes that have nothing in them. And then see, oh, Mr. Jones opened this deposit box, you know, or whatever. Like, let's, you know, vamos with the police work.
Oh my gosh. Thanks.
Thank you.
There is something brewing here.
I'm pretty sure it's not gonna rain tonight.
He may be sensing whatever,
Predict when the sky was
like,
gonna
Deep
open
Sky
and,
has been picking up on. What is the
What are
drill
they
doing?
up for?
Well, the particles are going up, but, like, for what purpose are they?
To do what? Yeah.
That would affect the atmosphere, wouldn't it? If all the particle whatever get into the atmosphere, that could be affecting whatever Deep Sky is picking
Why
up
do they
on.
need to do it
I
near
don't know.
Oil.
I don't know.
Something into
What
the
advantage
atmosphere.
is it to them to have the atmosphere be under certain conditions? Is this a process in the lighting? Oh, this is going to be good.
ring in your hand, don't you?
She knows.
Oh, let me know.
I knew she knew.
I knew for certain after the gazebo.
That sounds like a bad thing.
It's a wonderful thing. Today my dad asked me how I'm feeling.
And how are you feeling?
I'm waiting for the next shoe to drop.
Me too.
Tony Terrible is always finding us. So then, how do we just drive off into the sunset? Happy. When I feel like the next thing is around the corner.
Or at the oil field.
I know we can figure it out together.
Yeah.
No big decisions have to be made today.
No.
Just take it one day at a time.
This is good.
We'll get there.
Promise you'll ask me again, Mason.
Mom!
Because I promise I will say yes. Our love will find a way.
That is not... Is that glowing? That's glowing. This is not healthy or safe.
Are they summoning him?
Oh, that's Jones's body. There's no way they're trying to, like, revive Jones. No. No, this is not a romantic reign. This is not okay. This is not your moment.
Liquid courage is drying up some. I love you.
That's nice. Okay. Who else knows that Kyle is about to do this? Because I don't want him going rogue with Jones.
Ironically, I'm finding it easier to be an alien doctor right now than a regular guy.
That's saying something, Kyle.
Understand.
No! Are we supposed to believe they got hit by that meteor? No. I mean, I'm very sad for the crash on sign. Please fix it right away. But...
Well, I mean, but it would, not just the sign, but it
Through
would
the roof?
go through the roof.
Because this will bring about something we've waited a long time to reach.
The lighting?
The lighting.
The lighting. Okay. So, I was on track with that. Okay, let's talk about the lighting.
Well, first of all, why would they do something so visible?
To make something else happen. I think they were creating the conditions for something to happen. The lighting is something to do with, so Noah's talking about how he's like, they'll come for you. It may not be this year or next year, but they'll come for you. They won't leave you here. As in Jones, basically. He said that whoever wins the war is not going to leave Jones, like, on Earth. Jones, however, is dead. But the lighting, I think, is like the calling of the people on the home planet, maybe, of like, okay, now is the time. It seems like they're not sure of the next step, which is a little confusing. But it seems like what they did will reveal the next step.
Right.
Like something will like appear in town or will change in a way that will like be like the next clue or something. It seems like the lighting is maybe a process rather than like an event. Or it's like a ceremony that has several parts. I don't know. Sounds like they want revenge for something.
So they are going to see something soon. You know, they're
yeah, I think
this is not going to take all season for them to discover.
Not for at least the next step.
You know, right, the next step.
Which makes me think more that we're going to have more aliens from the home planet show up and possibly want to take them all back. But he couldn't have directly spoken with them. Like, he could have used the Lockhart machine to communicate something or to leave a message for them. But that's why I think we might get some Jones flashbacks. Okay, I'm concerned that, like, Jones's body is still in one piece. Like, I don't think he's going to be, like, resurrected.
I'm not
so sure.
But
there's that concern now because his body has not been like cremated or, you know.
No, they want to study it.
Well, yeah, but yeah, I guess now that is some percentage of a concern that they will bring Jones back to life. But I want new problems. I don't want to deal with Jones again. I'm done with Jones. I'm fine with flashbacks of Jones so we can learn more. But that's not a 0% anymore. That's this like a 15%. Triad. I really liked Max and Liz's conversation. I think that was very honest and mature and healthy. I think that they're on the same page where they both feel like they really love each other, but They both, they're like his talk with Cameron and her talk with, yes. So I'm feeling better about that. I'm feeling better about Michael and Alex.
He did say there's things that I haven't been telling you either.
He has not yet told her that there are obviously other aliens in town. He has not told anyone. I mean, Cameron knows because she was there. But they need to have a little...
He needs to tell her.
A little get-together or finally get a group chat going. Just text each other. Like, everyone, by the way, you should know. Maybe you saw in the sky last night. I know a little something about that, likely. You picked up on something between Maria and Dallas, correct?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they were cute. But Gregory Maines, come on. It was emotionally tense, I think, this episode. Like, the whole time, I was like, I knew. I was like, everything looks great, but it doesn't feel great. But they talked about it. They talked about it to friends and then to their partners. So that is that's encouraging. That's encouraging. And I also feel like the issues that came up were also in character issues. Like, they made sense. It's not like, oh, we're just adding this problem like just to add a problem. You know, they made sense. So I appreciated that as well. It also seems like, and I don't want to get ahead of myself, but like maybe, like obviously there's going to be a lot for Deep Sky to delve into. But I don't think it would be anything that would like pull Alex like away from Roswell. See, that's why there may be just episodes where like he's not, Kyle is not in every episode, Maria is not in every episode. Like there's just some of the characters are just not always there. So like maybe it'll just be like that, but I'm more hopeful that it's not going to be just some dumb pointless thing that's just pulling couples apart for no reason but the drama. So I'm feeling slightly more reassured, but it's only been one episode. I don't want to get ahead of myself. I mean, I always thought that the Lockhart machine was some sort of communication device, and I think that it is, but I think that how it does that...
Who did they say made it?
Nora made it. Nora
yeah.
and Theo.
And why?
Well,
because
they sort of confirmed it was a communication device, but not quite. Like, she's like, it's more than that. And I'm like, but what...
Yeah, but why would she do that?
Is that just like because we don't have technology similar that there was no way for her to really explain to whatever Maria's grandmother's name is?
Yeah, my question.
That's like what Nora intended to use it for, because obviously she didn't want Jones to get it.
Future to have, yeah.
That's a good question. Well, it's possible that she wanted to use it for the same thing, just to contact different people.
Yeah, the good people instead of the bad people.
Because obviously, most of them have been killed or captured, so they need assistance if it's available. The kids are still in the pods and are not going to be coming out for 50 years. Because it seems like it's possibly he has not really used his powers much. If he's trying to be, normal life, normal guy from Roswell.
Right, so for the last 6 months, he hasn't practiced.
Right, where it seems like Michael has, because he was, practicing with Dallas. And, we haven't seen Isabel use her powers, but... I'm wondering what's going on with her, because she seems very moved on, which is good, and I'm proud of her, and I'm happy for her. But... I also kind of feel like she may be doing what Max is doing with just in wanting to move on in a healthy way.
To tell her
she was going to tell her. I'm kind of surprised at that. Like, she seemed a little hesitant and nervous, but it seemed like...
Which is unlike her.
I was surprised.
It's totally unlike her.
And because that was what I thought would... break them up, that she would not, that because she wasn't willing to tell everything, she'd be like, I can't continue to date someone who I'm sure she cares about very much, and I think like maybe she loves her. I don't think she's in love with her, but like And it's only been 6 months. I feel like even if you were completely in love, that 6 months is early to say, I'm an alien. And so are these 3 other people. And there's a lot that's going on. I still feel like, though, we may get just one more episode with Anatsa, because I feel like she is definitely going to want to dive into exactly what is happening. But that means that Isabel would then have to change her mind about telling her. Because maybe she starts to, like, follow some leads and get some, like, actual clues. And
you think that the other 2
and then
boys
maybe
would tell her, you know, you're nuts, don't tell her.
Because they've known, like, Max and Michael have known Liz and Alex for 20 years. Like, even though they haven't been close all that time, but Anatsa showed up, like, 7-8 months ago. They've been dating for 6 months. Like, come on, it's...
For her to say that she was going to tell her is unlike her.
Because for what she thought was her relationship with Noah, she was like, I cannot tell. She married someone who she never intended on telling. Yeah. And now she has a girlfriend for 6 months and she's going to tell the secret. So I'm hoping next episode, Max tells everyone about what he and Cameron have been working on. Well, like, have started to discover that there are other alien, like, they know at this point it's definitely aliens.
Yep, they know.
So I'm hoping that is shared. I like that Cameron's back. I like seeing her again. I'm wondering how long she'll be around, because she's not, like, I don't know where she's, like, based out of as an agent, but, like, maybe Albuquerque, I don't know. But she's not, like, I mean, if this is a continuing case, she'll stay for the duration of however long it takes them to figure this out. But I like seeing her, and I hope that we see more of her. And then there's going to be, like, whatever step 2 is in the alighting for the other triad is going to, I think, reveal itself. I'm wondering how long it takes the new triad to, like, interact directly with our main characters. Because then we'll find out what they want. I am wondering how they react to Max. If they assume that he's Jones. I don't know what they know. I don't know what they want. But I do like them being set up as, like, the intrigue, the mystery, the story arc of this season. Like, what about that is going to reveal step 2?
Where those 2 things hit.
The crash down?
And whatever the second one hit.
Well, it was nearby. Like, Max and Liz saw the 2 of them. So one hit the crash down sign, and one... Well, maybe. But I would assume that there's more than 2. I would assume that they were all over town.
We only saw 2.
Yeah, so we don't know that yet.
Yes.
It makes me think that there is something somewhere in town that they don't know where it is, that whatever this storm is will reveal. So the storm has to cover the whole town.
That's why I'm thinking it's
that whatever the meteors hit,
yeah,
is going to be like X marks the spot.
Mm-hmm.
I'll watch it again and see if I can pick up on any more clues. We'll have some good discussion before episode 2 next week. So, the good start to a season, I think. And I think it's good to have the alight, because we've been waiting for the alighting and kind of figuring like it would be like an end of the series thing. And I mean, I doubt that they knew this far ahead that they might want to plan for the alighting to happen now, but I'm glad we're getting to it. More to come next week.